So tell me, is you ready, baby? Tell me, is you ready, baby?
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Be Like D channel. It's your girl D coming back with another review of Real Housewives of Atlanta episodes 5 and 6, I believe. Yes, 5 and 6. So I'm just going to summarize episode 5. So let's go ahead and get into it. Episode 5, it really wasn't much. That's why I kind of was like, okay. So, so basically we ended up where we left off with Kenya yelling at them, yelling at Marlo for kicking in her door, her saying Summer. And I was like, okay, Sheree. Because Sheree was like, Summer, what's this Summer stuff? I'm like, exactly. What is this? So apparently Summer is Kenya's middle name. But anyway, so she yelling, saying if she knock on her door again, she gonna call the police. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden Marlo want to go off on Mayetta saying, y'all want to stand here, y'all want to be fake, y'all want to be up her ass, and all this and that. So as they leave Mayetta, like, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I'm a grown woman. I say, okay, Mayetta is a little weak sauce, okay? She giving a little, you're not giving, okay? You seem like you're not confrontational, and this is not the environment for you, okay? Because she's like, you got me out here defending you, got me doing it myself. I'm like, oh no. That was a terrible statement. And then her timing was stuff like, this whole thing she got with Marlo was stupid. They had a whole fight. Marlo tried to push the door on her and then tried to lie and play like, no, the door was heavy, I didn't try to push it on her. But in her confession she said yes, she tried to push it on her. But then Sheree dumbass gonna follow her up and say, no, the door's just heavy, she didn't try to push it on her. I'm like, Sheree, you was always on the wrong team, always lying and defending the wrong person, and it freaking kills me, okay? I just can't stand Sheree. Like, she's so full of it. All she do is lie and be up for the wrong person. Anyway, so then Mayetta, and her going back and forth and all that crap. So then we got, after that, Kenya has an issue. She ended up going to the hospital. She had just got over COVID and started having a fever and all this and that. So then the whole Birmingham trip was canceled because she couldn't go to the game. So then after that, what else happened in the episode? I'm telling you, it really wasn't much other than, I don't even know. Last thing I remember in the episode is that Drew, Kenya, and what's the other girl name? Sheree got together, and then they basically hashed out their issues, and Drew was pretending like she didn't know what Sheree was mad about, and Sheree was saying she was mad about Drew saying on the interview that at the reunion Sheree snatched up all of this she by Sheree. She don't own no she by Sheree, okay? She took it all back. And Sheree said, no, I didn't know. And she's like, no, I was talking about the purse. I'm like, girl, stop lying. She took all that shit back. And then apparently Courtney is gonna be hosting the next event, and somehow Kenya got Kenya's number, and Kenya looking at Drew like, you gave my number? She's like, tell the truth. You gave her my number? Looking like she lied. No. And then they get into what Marlo issue is with Candy, and so that Kenya finally learns that Marlo is trying to say that her cousin, the whole incident what happened with her and Drew, that she was mad because that Drew was giving Candy a pass saying incident instead of shooting, and then he go to Drew saying that she don't use that word. She from Chicago. They don't use that word because it perpetuates it. I'm like, okay, girl. You was giving Candy a pass for that. So then she was saying that because it triggered her because her cousin worked at Candy's restaurant and he gets killed as well. And then Ken's like, okay, that don't got nothing to do with Candy. I said, thank you. You clocked it right off the bat. But where it was Sheree's antennas when she was told that too, because then she like, no, yeah, she should have sent her flowers. She feel like she should got flowers and stuff like that. So all that dumb shit happened, okay? So that was pretty much episode 5. And then they had some fake sisterly bond at the end of the trip, saying they was all gonna, be kumbaya, everybody gonna do good, and then, we're gonna keep the good energy because they prayed for Kenya at the end. But anyway, let's get into episode 6. Okay, so episode 6 opens up with them basically doing a whole rewind, going all the way back to 2011 when Marlo got on the show, and Candy asking her, what's her past like. Then they went through a lot of clips basically showing basically how Marlo ain't trash and Marlo been trying to be on Kenya's good side. I mean not Kenya, be on Candy's good side on her bad side, and then Candy trying to give her a damn chance. Talking about in her confessional saying that Marlo really has a nice heart and all this and that stuff, and I'm like, oh girl, oh. It was so cringe because we all see she ain't got no good heart. But coming up with this stuff, because all this stuff she doing is disgusting. Okay. So then, they going through all the clips leading up to now. And it is an escalation of the disrespect. Like, did we all see the same thing, okay? So then they show us a never before seen footage of the day after her nephew had died, after she had sent Candy that text message talking about Candy Yams, did this person work for you? Can you please check? Candy said, I'm sorry to hear that. And then she go to her house the next day. And it is so cringe because she was like, I made it to the main house. And then that's when she break down a little bit in the room. And Candy goes to comfort her and says that she's sorry about that. And like, damn, I can't believe that happened. And then she said that when her brother died when she was 15, and it numbed her. And I always thought that when serious moments like this kind of happen with Candy on the show, if you notice, she always looks a little bit uncomfortable and she doesn't fully react to everybody. She just be like, oh, like it's a extended, like, oh, I feel bad for you, but I'm not in it with you all the way, and not everybody gonna be in it with you all the way. Okay, what you want her to cry with you? Be like, oh my god, are you okay? And then then you gonna say she was making it her moment. Okay. So anyway, in that never before seen footage, it basically just showed that Candy did give her some kind of compassion, but she lied and saying that Candy didn't want to talk about it. She brushed past it. Girl, what? And so here we go over here with Marlo with all of this bullshit. She had some dinner or lunch or whatever with her friends, whoever the hell it was. I don't even care. She's saying that they tried to talk about her dating and her going on a blind date or some shit. I don't know. But then she quickly wanted to get off of that and get on to Courtney having an event, and that she don't know how her event gonna go because she got issues with Drew, and Drew going back and running her mouth to Kenya saying what happened in Birmingham. And then she do all this talking saying that all she can remember is that Drew kept talking, and she sat down, she was doing her active listening. Girl, bye. And then she's like, and then I don't even remember. I just know that I started talking, and then I just know she just kept talking, and then I just blew up. And I was just like, my nephew is dead. I was just like, girl, shut up. So her whole story now is that it just came up for her because it's bringing up back 2 years ago when Candy didn't acknowledge her family, and that her family is upset because Candy didn't acknowledge them because he didn't even work for her anymore, but she should have catered. She should have sent flowers. And me and Candy had enough relationship for her to at least send you flowers. Like, that's what her little friend was saying. I said, oh no, I cannot stand Marlo for this. Like, this is some BS, and I need you to stop repeating it. She just gonna keep saying it until it sounds right, till it sounds believable. And it just brought me back 2 years ago. It was triggered because she doesn't want to talk about it, and she didn't want to talk about Quentin when it happened. I'm like, girl, stop. Like, that is not, you want so much from Candy. So much. What have you done for Candy other than the history they just showed us at the beginning of this episode? Girl, stop. And your dumb friends for sitting here co-signing and talking about, well, maybe all this stuff that you're doing in therapy is bringing all this stuff back up, so you don't know how you felt about it, and now it's coming back up for you. Girl. So now we're over to Sanya and her family drama. Okay, so she basically said, she announced that she on some website. Her Mommy Nation gonna be on some website. They get over millions and millions of people on their website all day. So it's good for her business. So it's just like, oh, okay, girl, okay, whatever. And then she said, well, she don't know if she gonna be able to depend on family or whatever, something like that, because she lost some workers recently, and then of course the sister know that's a shot at her because her husband quit. Like, how the fuck you quit and you living in my house? Okay. And then so she was like, I know I probably offended you or something when I told you what Ross was feeling about it just being us in the house. And then she was like, yeah, because I was really shocked. I'm like, the sister seems like she want to go. but she got an attitude that they want her to go. Like, she really had an attitude in this scene. She's like, it's gonna be a gaping hole when we leave this house. This works best for y'all. But the way you talking, you act like it worked best for you too. And then saying in her confessional saying, yeah, it works out for her, you know, because she has a living nanny, living help. Like, all that she ain't paying for. I said, oh shit, girl. And then, you know, somebody, her and Ross can go off and do what they gotta do, knowing that their child is safe with family and close family at that. So I get that, girl. But then she told me here flip flop and see, yeah, I know. I was telling him like we gotta live in nanny. Like, come on now. And then the mama was saying that the dad still wants to stay, but then she kind of want to go and, you know, spread their wings. But then the sister was saying, was like, well, you know, if it's just y'all, I ain't probably gotta fight that hard. And then that's when the sister pipe up and get out mad. See, it's gonna be hard. Oh, really? You don't want to fight hard for us? You really don't want to fight hard for us? She's like, but you said you leaving regardless. Like, so what you mad about? Like, girl, get out my face. That was some sister ass tension, if I tell you. Okay. They are tired of being in the house with each other, but somehow got an attitude about having. She got an attitude about needing Sanya. So what y'all gonna do when y'all leave out this house? Can y'all financially support yourselves? Because the husband was just working for her, so that means he in the unemployment line. Like, what's going on here? Okay, so now we're over to Kenya and her friend Keela. I don't know. I forgot how she said her name was pronounced. But anyway, so they basically at some hair spa. It's gonna be Kenya Moore's hair care spa, whatever salon, whatever she gonna have. It's a big space, so I'm like, okay. So she got her builder's hat on and saying that she ready to get to work, and you know people can come for her Kenya Moore experience. I'm just like, okay, girl. So then she sit down with her friend and they talk about her dating that dude, KMC. I was like, that's what she been calling him? I didn't even know what she was calling him. But anyway, so she was saying that they never in the same place at the same time. It's basically a long distance relationship, and that she not good with long distance relationships. And then, you know, she dated Mark. And this is what she said in her confessional, that she dated Mark for 7 months and was married already. I'm like, girl, that was a bad decision. But anyway, she said, and then her and KMC been dating over a year, and they nowhere near getting married. So in the scene, she just said she don't know how to date. It's kind of weird for her, and then especially the whole long distance thing don't really work, so she don't really know. Then the friend's like, I'm gonna be your Zen friend. Embrace these moments. I was like, girl, you're not you Zen win. So then she's like, yes, I'm gonna need that because these girls in my friend group, like Marlo, like she attacked my daughter. I said, okay, she did not attack Brooklyn, but she was just disrespectful, okay? So she said she was bamming at her doll and stuff in Birmingham, and that it woke up Brooklyn, and Brooklyn was like, Mommy, what's going on? I'm scared. I'm like, I half don't believe it. I half feel like she just added sauce on the story to make it sound worse than what she was doing. But then she started telling the girl that, you know, Marlo slashed the girl in her face like some years ago, and then, you know, she's crazy, basically. And the girl looking like, oh, hold on, shit, bitches slashing faces and stuff. She's like, yeah, but then she always wants to come at you, but then when you come back at her, she tries to act like she's the victim because you're defending yourself. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what she does. Exactly. So now we're over to Sheree, and Sheree is in her grandma bag or whatever. This was a whole cute little scene with her son Cairo coming over with her grandbaby that's like 3 months old, 3 or 4 months old. And then she in her confessional, she was crying, saying how she's so proud of her son because she didn't think he was ready when he told her, and then he didn't tell her until she was like, the girl was like 4 months pregnant. And she was like, she didn't think he was ready, but when he sees him with his daughter, that he's so gentle and caring and attentive, and that's all the things that her ex-husband and his father wasn't. And I'm just like, oh, that is so nice. And I mean, that's the moment you want to see that you raised your child right. And then she feel like she got that moment in that moment, and she was crying. It was so sad, and I was like, you know what? This is a charade that we need to see. All that other shit, we doing all that fuck shit, okay? That needs to go, but it won't. So now we're over to Drew and Ralph's ass, and basically they outside with their sons playing basketball. She's saying that she want to promote the things that kids want to do, because that empowers them and showing them love and support and all that stuff, because that's what her family did to her when she wanted to act and sing and all of that stuff. So then she telling him, Ralph saying he's sick, and then she saying, yeah, we both, you having surgery competition with me. I had this surgery, then you had a surgery. And then he was like, what surgery I had? She was like, you had throat, eye, and I said, what does this mean? Is it a vasectomy? Like, why couldn't you say vasectomy? Or is like, that's the first thing I thought, but then I heard somebody else saying maybe it was like a penis lengthening thing, and I was like, what? Now I'm like, Drew, what is it? Okay, you gotta say it. Okay, and then they gonna do the box showing that area. But anyway, so then she started telling him what's going on with Marlo. And then Marlo was basically mad because she didn't say shooting. She said incident. She felt like she was giving Candy a pass. And she said she was just trying to be sensitive because, her whole excuse is that she from Chicago. People from Chicago don't say shooting because that perpetuates the whole thing. And then Ralph says, like, yeah, he got shot, right? He got shot. She's like, no, we don't use that word because we're trying to be sensitive. And then she was saying, so he's like, so that's what she mad about? And then she's saying that she starts saying, the whole, her cousin worked the blaze and Candy didn't acknowledge it, or send flowers and like that. So then her confession, she said she don't understand why she didn't address it with Candy herself, why she just don't say what her issue is. And then she did another confession. She said she always thought that Marlo was sweet and nice. I'm like, well, everybody keeps saying she's nice, but where is it? Okay, now she's saying she's seeing her for who she is. Okay, she must start off nice and then turn on your ass. I don't know. I mean, that's what she's been doing to Candy all these years. So then she's saying that that's her issue, and you can't go off on friends for unresolved trauma issues. I'm like, if it was a true trauma issue, yes, but this is just some made up shit that she using, okay? But anyway, so then she says that she feel like she gotta have some self-control because it could go left, because then she can bring the whole Chicago out on her, and she thinks she can whoop Marlo. I said, oh my god, true, shut up, okay? So then he like, Marlo big, you can't take Marlo. She's like, you ain't ever seen me fight? Drew. Oh, Drew, can I see Drew fighting? Oh my goodness, she gonna bring the whole Chicago all the way out. I'm like, girl, can you please stop saying because you from Chicago this, because you from Chicago that, girl, everybody. Everybody said, because I'm from this, I'm from that, that's why I do this. Everybody can do it then. But now we're over to Candy and Todd's ass, and they basically talking about how they finna get ready for the party that she finna go to that Courtney done invited them to. But then she found out Courtney ain't giving them all the information because it's some kind of paint thing where you're gonna get dirty, so she would have dressed wrong if she didn't know. So then Kenya calls her, and Kenya finally lets Candy know about what happened with Marlo, and Marlo saying that she's saying her issue with you is that your nephew, she's saying her nephew got killed. They worked at your restaurant and the dude worked there and stuff like that, and that you didn't send flowers. And she like, what, bitch? So then in Candy's confession, it's like, never have I ever heard this story that the person that killed her cousin was also worked for me. Never have I heard this. She was like, she think that she's using something that's already negative that happened to one of her family members to tear down her business. And then she was like, lying ass bitch. I said, okay, Candy, okay. Lying ass bitch. They had Candy going in on this episode, okay? So then after she got off the phone with Kenya's telling, what Kenya was saying that, she's trying to do anything to turn people against you, and I'm here for you, girl. And I was like, okay, cute sister moment, thank you, I love you, bye. So then her and Todd talking, it's like, oh, she on that bullshit. And then Candy's like, oh yeah, she done really done piss me off now. And then Todd said, yeah, go ahead, go shut that shit down. She just wants attention. I said, yeah, she do. Exactly. And sadly, Candy, you finna give it to her. But it's like, it's half like she deserve it. But keep your restraint, girl. Don't touch the criminal, okay? Okay, so now we get down to the showdown. Okay, so we at the whole paint event, and this place looked pretty cool, but we're gonna get back to that at the end. Okay, so the place is cool. Candy, everybody, hey, hey, hey. Once Candy get there, the whole energy change. Everybody like you can just feel the shift, and then Candy just like, you know what? Can we just go ahead and talk because I ain't gonna be able to have fun until until I get this shit off my chest. So then they go off to the side. She's like, yes, can Drew come? So it's Marlo, Drew, and Candy. And then Marlo trying to act like, well, what did you hear? Because I don't know what you heard first. So then Candy said something about your nephew or something got killed and he worked at my restaurant, something like that. And she was like, no, she said my cousin, but she said it's my nephew. Whatever. He worked at your restaurant. He had a shooting. And he knew the guy that worked there. When he met the guy at OLG or whatever. And she was like, and you didn't send flowers or stuff like that. So then Kendall was like, no, don't try to attach what happened with your cousin because that's not what happened. He worked at my restaurant, but the guy that killed him did not. So stop trying to make it seem like that. She was like, I don't know if he was a patron. She's like, yeah, that's what he was. Because y'all got pictures, y'all got all this stuff like that. She was like, what does him working at the restaurant, meeting some customer, and then they get to know each other, move in together. He gets laid off. Apparently, this is what I'm getting because they said it was 2020. So he got laid off because the restaurant couldn't make money back at first in 2020. Then months later, the roommate kills him. The customer kills him. Okay, how is this Candy's fault? How does Candy need to be involved with this? And they trying to say that she got pictures with the cousin and all this kind of stuff. So she's like, I didn't say he didn't work there, but he didn't work there at the time he was killed. So how does this have to relate to me? You're trying to make my mess look bad and stop doing that shit. And then Marlo still standing on her dumb argument saying that Candy don't acknowledge things and that all this and that she don't like that everybody don't speak direct when it come to Candy, but everybody say that she slashed the girl's face, she did this and that, she's a whore. And then she did her confession saying, my issue with you is that you brush past things and that you don't take accountability basically or some shit like that. And I'm just like, girl, Marlo, shut up, okay? So then it's getting heated. My yellow walk over. Then Candy like, can you back up, please? I'm like, yes, because you're getting too close and I'm in the middle of an argument. Move, bitch. Like, don't be in my way when I'm upset, okay? Move. So then when they really get hyped up, Candy's like, that's what I'm telling your ass right now, bitch. So then Kenya like, oh shoot, okay, here I come. So then she ended up moving Candy. Candy was about to wrestle Kenya's ass. She had to be like, hold on, it's me, bitch. And then Candy like, girl, don't grab me when I'm the one, and I'm in the heated situation because then if I swing, because I don't know who on me, it's gonna be a problem. Okay, but anyway, so then Candy, they trying to split them up. They yelling in this place. Yeah, like, come on, Candy. She, no, that bitch, no. And then, of course, she started getting mad. She telling Kenya, if that bitch pop off, do not grab me. I said, exactly, do not grab me if that bitch pop off. Because if I get hit because you trying to hold me, ooh, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to swing on you, okay? So Kenya like, I'm not. So then they split them up, and then Candy starts cry because when she start getting real upset, she gets to crying. And he go, Marlo, oh, there you go crying now, go cry. She's like, only reason why I'm crying because I can't choke your ass, bitch. I said, oh, she said that bitch so hard. It was almost a Candace Dillard, okay? Bitch. So then we got Drew ass yelling, she's being aggressive, she needs to go, she's being aggressive. So then they all go outside, and then Candace like, she was texting me 2 days later talking about Cameo, signing up under her, it'd be a little money, a little coins, a little something like that. So if she was upset, why she didn't say nothing? And Candace, her argument is, you've been around me for 2 years and you ain't saying nothing if you had an issue about what's going on. So she's saying all of that, and then she decides she needs to go because she's like, this bitch gonna make me act stupid, so let me go ahead and leave. I'm like, exactly, Candy, she getting you there, you need to keep it pushing, okay? So then she leaves, and then everybody, who was still outside? Drew and Manetta and Kenya, and they out there talking about how they can take somebody down. It was a whole mess. It was funny. Everybody else was inside, and then it was funny when Courtney tried to console Kenya. Are you okay? Oh, I'm sorry. And then she's like, "Thank you, I guess." That shit was funny. I was like, keeping it real, knowing we still got problems, but okay, thank you. So then, Candy leaves, and while they outside, talking about how they can fight and shit. Then Stan's like, "Oh, come on, y'all gonna come back inside?" And they'll say, "No, the aggressive chick need to go. She being aggressive." And of course, Stan, you saying, "I don't know why Marlo's getting the rap for being the only one being aggressive. Candy was being aggressive too." And I can understand she was right, but just because she up Marlo's ass is getting on my nerves. So anyway, and then I hate that Drew keeps saying that too, but Candy was like, they asked Candy in her confession was she felt aggressive or intimidated or something by Marlo. She was like, absolutely not. Okay. But anyway, so then she was like, the trick need to go. And then Sam's like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna call her a trick. What was this defending of Candy when they were saying that she was hood and she bring the hood out, huh? You ain't defend Candy like when she asked you, did you defend her? But you over here defending, oh no, we're not gonna call her no trick, no. And then Drew was like, she's a whole trick. So that was funny. So then they ended up going back into the, well, not them, but the same ended up going back into the party, and they trying to say the Manetta and them, and Drew and them trying to ride on Candy and Kenya's dick, basically, and be lap dogs, blah blah blah. And then they finished the event, so basically, so we can see what the event was. And it's some kind of cool ass like escape room, but they had paint and lights and stuff. I was like, okay, that's cool. All right, that is the end of the episode. That's the end of my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15, episode 5 and 6. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Be Like D channel, okay? Let me know what y'all think about Marlo and her shenanigans and bringing all this stupid stuff out. And then Sheree being her stupid friend and a stupid liar and stupidly dating Martell, okay? And Manetta, like, I don't think Manetta is for this show. And it was good to see Candy get real activated, okay? Even though it was for this, I was here for it with the whole bitch and lying ass bitch, okay? Drop down in the comments, let me know what y'all thought.